What is going on, guys? Your boy Joey 672 coming, guys, with a video right now. So I want to go over Russell Wilson and just in general, the one that got away from Howie Roseman. That Howie Roseman could be monitoring all these quarterbacks. Russell Wilson, if he's available, there's no doubt in my mind that Howie Roseman is going to be monitoring the situation. Now, when it comes down to it, it's just funny how before the 2021 season started, we didn't name a quarterback through OTAs, through training camp, even through preseason. And so literally a few days before the season started, or a week before, we named our starting quarterback. Then all of a sudden, the season ends in 21. Get into a wild card game, lose. End of the season press conference with Howie Roseman and Nick Sirianni, and Howie names him the starting quarterback already for 2022. Just like that, like instantly. Because it's just weird how he gives a straight answer like that, because Howie Roseman's not the kind of guy that gives straight answers in his press conferences. Okay, he mingles, around the issues, and, we all know what Howie Roseman does at press conferences. But to already name him the starting quarterback is just one of the weirdest things ever. You know what I mean? Like, what? I mean, maybe he wants teams. I mean, in my opinion, he wants teams to think that that the Eagles are set at quarterback. He wants other front office members to know that he is set at quarterback. Okay, which I don't believe. I don't believe that he's a starter next year, even though he should start next year because of what we have to do, which is build your roster with these picks. Okay, build your roster. Trade back one of your first rounders for another first rounder in 2023. This way you have more security in case Jalen Hurts does not work out. Then you draft a quarterback. You could use those 2 first rounders in 23. Now, if he works out, obviously, then great. You have another first round pick and you can still build your roster. Fantastic. But I think the safest move for the Eagles as of right now, and I understand safe is always not good either, but it makes no sense. This draft has no quarterbacks. Trading for one of these quarterbacks is going to cost you a fortune, especially Russell Wilson. There is rumors that it's going to cost 2 first-round picks for this year, for 2022. It's just crazy. You give away 2 first-rounders for this year and probably a mid-rounder or 2, most likely. It's not just going to be 2 firsts. Maybe it will straight up. Who knows? But if you do that, the Eagles have to win right now. Russell Wilson had a bad year this year. Okay, got injured, But then there's pros and cons about Russell Wilson. Like, I'm not saying that Russell Wilson would not help us. Sure. But you're depleting your draft compensation. Because you have to depend on Howie Roseman to make sure your second round, your third round, the rest of the 8 picks you have left in this draft, 9 picks, whatever it is, are going to be worth it at the end of the day. You know what I mean? So now it makes the draft a lot harder. They're not going to bring in some, big target, a marquee name coming out of the draft, somebody that we know is going to step up and start and wreak havoc day 1 of the season. Okay? Russell Wilson could help this team. There's no doubt about it. But depleting your cap, depleting your draft compensation, it just makes no sense. All you're doing is going backwards. I don't want to be one of those teams that gets a veteran quarterback. Like, there are teams that got lucky that went all in. The Rams, I think, got very lucky. They traded 2 first-round picks, and Stafford's working out fantastic over there. Jared Goff, not so likely with the Lions, okay? Like, these things just happen. I want a homegrown QB to grow here. That's what I really want. Okay, at the end of the day. But if there's a quarterback out there, like we talked about Deshaun Watson, we talked about the age. And the age is a huge thing because then you have less time to maneuver. What is Russell Wilson, 32 to 34 years old, however old he is? How many more years does Russell Wilson have left? Okay, so at this point, it should be interesting. Now, there has been news about if the Eagles actually traded, just to trade for Russell Wilson, okay, it would be $19 million. It'll be a $19 million cap hit for the Eagles. Okay, if the Seahawks trade him to the Eagles. Now, it will be probably more than that because of roster bonus and all that. So it can go up to about $24 to $30 million just to walk him in the door. Okay, this isn't without a new deal. This isn't without a new deal for Russell Wilson. It's going to cost you like 24 or more just to walk him in the facility. That's it. And people want to trade for this guy. I don't get it. I don't. It's going to cost a fortune. So not only that, you got contracts that you have to pay too. Dallas Goedert, Jordan Mailata, Avonte Maddox. I mean, Josh Sweat. You have contracts that haven't even taken effect yet. Obviously, will take effect going into this year. But you have new contracts you got to pay. Brandon Brooks retired, which is a big help. You got to take advantage of what you have right now. To go all in for a short stint of success is not going to do me any good. Yes, like if you're going to tell me they're going to win a Super Bowl this year, and I could tell the future, and I could say, hey, we're going to win a Super Bowl this year if we make these moves and blast our cap and blast our draft compensation, totally fine. I'd be like, yeah, let's do it. But at the same time, it's something that's not promised. You understand? Like, just spending money in free agency doesn't matter. Spending money on a big-time quarterback doesn't matter. Near the end of his career doesn't matter. I don't know if that's even the right decision. This team has to grow. This team has stability within their cap space, not be under the cap every single year. Okay? So like I said, Russell Wilson is going to cost a lot of money just to walk him in the door. And this is without a new contract extension that the Eagles are going to have to pay him. Whatever it's going to be, okay? I don't know the full numbers because I can only look at so much that it's telling me right now. But it's going to cost you $19 million in a trade against the cap. Then it's going to cost you probably more money for roster bonus and all this stuff. It's going to cost you more than $24 million just to walk him in the NovaCare. Literally to walk him in there. That's it. And then that's not even without a big deal. So they have to be smarter. Build your roster with these 3 first-round picks. Now, one of them is going to get traded back, most likely. The 2 first-rounders, the 1 second-rounder. You can hit a lot on this draft. This draft goes really good on the defensively. We all know that. Free agency for the offense, and maybe a couple defenders on offense, whatever. On defense, whatever, for free agency if you want to do that, and then pretty much just go defense in this draft. Which I don't think they're going to go defense 2 picks straight. I highly doubt it. I want that to happen. I think 99.9% of us want that to happen, but it's not going to happen. Okay? It's going to be interesting where this goes. It really is. And I'm not a fan of bringing Russell Wilson here. I'm not, because of how much it's going to cost. And you just, Howie did all that work for no reason. I mean, really for no reason, because bringing Russell Wilson here is not going to do anything. It's going to help our offense. Definitely would probably look good offensively, maybe. But then you really can't build a team. Like, you're stuck. Like, sorry, I almost knocked my mic. You're stuck. I mean, you're pretty much stuck at this point. And then it's like you got to make more moves. It's going to be harder. It's going to be harder for the Eagles to, you have to build a roster. You have to build a roster. You can't. And I don't want them to go get Russell Wilson and say, you know what, let's just spend the rest of our cap. Let's give away some draft picks for some players. No, it's not the way you do it. You know what I mean? I think the Eagles need to go after a marquee name in a trade. That's definite. I wouldn't mind. Like I said, we've talked about DK Metcalf. We talked about guys, Howie Roseman trading a first-round pick for a primetime player with some youth to him. Sure, I'm fine with that. But he's not going to do it. He never will do it. And if he does it this year, I'll be really surprised. Prove me wrong at the end of the day. So, I don't know. Eagles need to keep Jalen Hurts next year. As much as we don't want it, maybe some fans do want it, okay? I need to see what he does next year. By week 10 to 12 of the season, if I see the same repetitive crap from Jalen Hurts, then I'm going to say he's not a franchise quarterback, and then you move on. Okay? That's it. The Eagles, us fans need to probably we have to go through this for one more year, because this draft, there's no Joe Burrow in this draft, and unfortunately, trading for a quarterback is going to cost too much, because forget about if it's going to cost too much for Russell Wilson, there's no way Aaron Rodgers is coming here. Deshaun Watson will probably be the most likely player to come here. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. We'll see. Washington's apparently looking for a quarterback now. I just heard that news today, because, Heineke's probably not going to be the answer, most likely. So, there's a lot of teams going to be looking for quarterbacks. The Steelers. I mean, there's going to be teams that need quarterbacks. So, we'll see what happens, guys. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think, what we should do. Would you sign Russell Wilson and deal with this on short success? And obviously miss pieces on defense and have a weaker defense this year with Jonathan Gannon probably being the DC. I don't know. Or would you rather give it just one more year, use these picks, build your roster, and then you switch quarterbacks? You trade one of those first-round picks back. This way you have more security in 2023 if Jalen Hurts doesn't work out in 22. That's it. It's plain simple. It's simple. So I'll see you guys later. SHAKESQUAD up, follow us live. Peace out, guys. Peace.